Karma and Intention by Henrietta Windsor-Clive, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. This piece is an extract from Henrietta Windsor-Clive's book entitled What is Karma? Unless we live the life of a hermit, our actions every day must influence more or less the lives of others, making them happier or the reverse. The conditions in which we find ourselves now are the direct outcome of the manner in which we have treated others in the past. And the karma of action takes no account of motive, but, with undeviating exactness, brings happiness or unhappiness, success or failure, according to the effect our actions have had on others. This at first glance may seem unfair, as much harm has been done to others at various times from entirely good motives, while philanthropic acts are not always inspired by disinterested ones. We will take Mrs. Besant's illustration to explain this point. Suppose a man were to give a large sum of money to build a hospital, or were to give a public park to a town, not because he cares for the poor, but to gain distinction, or for the sake of popularity, or that he may get a title. What has he done really, and how would it work out? He has given pleasure or comfort to a number of poor people. The park gives happiness to thousands of the poor. The hospital brings relief to thousands of men and women and children. The harvest of this will be physical surroundings of a comfortable kind, wealth, luxury. He reaps as he sowed, as by sowing rice you reap rice, so by sowing pleasure you reap pleasure. But he has done it from a selfish motive, not for the sake of giving pleasure, but for personal gain. How does that work out? In character, it works out in his next birth as a selfish character, and that means unhappiness, no matter what the outward comforts may be. It appears a paradox, outward comfort and luxury, and a character that none can admire, and yet the law is worked out. Nature has paid him physical pleasure for physical pleasure. She pays for the selfishness of the motive with the selfish character, which ensures personal unhappiness in the midst of all his luxury. The knowledge of this law enables us to realize why we find ourselves hampered by limitations or adverse circumstances, though it is no excuse for sitting down under our difficulties and saying, "It is my karma. What is the good of trying to improve it?" Even these adverse circumstances may be turned to good account if we make the best of them. We may not always know why a particular trouble has arisen, but we know that it cannot have come without a cause, and we at once concern ourselves with the best way of meeting the outcome of the past in order that, out of the trouble of the present, we may make good destiny for the future. In all the troubles of life, a knowledge of karma is of the greatest help. No injustice, no partiality anywhere, every man reaping the harvest of which he sowed the seed.